Hey peeps, I'm NeoZeoHenshin's, and behold, my top anime films or collection or whatever mangas is going to be. That's right, I will be presenting you my collections and also my top favourite anime of all time. Careful, I don't want to go complete weirdo with that sort of thing. Yep, so, yeah, there's a lot to go through. Just like on the my games, basically there's going to be me talking about all my current collection, even though some of them I've got isn't on here so far. So let's get straight to it, and let's start with this one. I got the first season of NeoZeo Vampire, and of course Mocha, my top, and of course Kurumu. But season 1 of that one. And I had to talk about the anime very shortly, and of course I got season 2 of it, and of course I've seen the anime of it. The anime isn't that great, but actually surprising, some of the stuff it can be shown on the anime, especially past its censorships. What else we have here? Yes, we have, of course, I've seen the anime. Oops, I got the wrong way around. I've got Rurouni Kenshin. I only seen a little bit of the I think up to the Shishiro part, and of course the rest of the parts fillers. But of course the third arc of it hasn't seen the bright day. It has, but it came to some sort of like a serious style movie sort of thing. Especially that last film. It's very depressing as hell. It is. Real shame. But yeah, this is really awesome. It's funny because the terminology for the Japanese terms especially is useful, because this one has like a massive index of like terms and the history, that sort of thing. It's definitely ideal if you're into the much more the Meiji era, even though they're not allowed to bring swords. But lucky enough for the Kenshin himself is walking around with a reverse blade. What else we have? Yes, we have. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing the mangas first before I get straight to the animes. So we have this rather. I hardly even know about this one of Because I'm a Goddess. No one heard about it. It's very short and sweet. It's only 3 volumes long. Of course, Cowboy Bebop. I haven't got the Shooting Star one because that isn't that great, but there's one interesting story in one of them. But don't worry, Cowboy Bebop's on there, believe me. Right, next one. Drifters. Yes, done by the same person, same artist and author of course, of Hellsing. Only 3 of them have been released so far. I don't know whether or not the 4th one can be released because of judging from Hellsing and of course the artist. Hard work, and it's like could be over a year since the next volume will come out. So very interesting, especially you got key historic characters fighting against other key historic characters and set in the fantasy setting. So you got like dragons and elves and whatnot. And this one done by the artist of Death Note. You know of that game, was it Blue Dragon? Well, basically this is much more like much more adultish sort of audience to it. Even though the ending's a bit shameful. And although I have seen this anime, but even though that's funny because there's another anime in here that I'll be talking about a certain thing, because this one, the anime is only finished in like 13 episodes. Dead Man Wonderland, really awesome, gruesome, whatnot. Yeah, the anime cuts to which part they stopped at. Not you, I think up to episode 5. Basically, that's how much of the anime is done, but of course I've got the rest of them in it. And that's a nice satisfied ending to the story. Alright, next lot here, but that's I'm going to be talking about later on. Okay, let's start with the top anime. My collection, Exile World. Funny story is that I'm not an Sword Art Online fan. I do not like that show. That show has so much plot holes, but funny enough, this one I actually prefer much more better. Funny enough, because for Haru, he sort of likes rhyming like myself, because short, overweight, but trying his darn hardest, that sort of thing. It's funny because of his pig avatar, sort of, that's my staff as well. That's the tattoo I got. Yeah, it's not well known because of course the popularity of Sword Art Online, and that's been popular. And sorry, I just don't like that series, but this one I prefer better, even though it has some elements of especially as got a nod off to the what's that headset called, the Nerve headset. I haven't got this particular one, but Berserk, to me, in my opinion, it is literally is like the Game of Thrones of anime. You got fantasy, you have these well, even though it's much more the fantasy setting than Game of Thrones, but yeah, it's really interesting about Guts' character and the Band of the Hawk, and you got Griffith and the whole that scene, for example, when that standoff between Griffith and Guts. That's an interesting shot, and that's story onwards of what happens to Griffith afterwards from that scene. It's like, wow, that's really good storytelling for sure, and especially for it's a shame because of the end of that the previous anime, not the 2016 one, which I'll talk very shortly, is that end shots is like, oh, that is just amazing. It's horrible indeed, yes, but it's just like very striking it is. And sadly that's the anime stopped from there. And then we got the 2016 one, which sadly has the awful mix of the 2D and the 3D animation splicing, and it's the really awkward style 3D, and it's like, no. Then again, I wish I could get the manga of it, but no, the manga is a lot more disturbing, I would say. But then again, of course, the anime had to tone it down a bit more. So, as we got, of course, Full Metal Alchemist. Funny enough, it wasn't. No, it's a really enjoyable story and interesting tale about, of course, two brothers trying to get the Philosopher's Stone, but they had to learn the much more difficult and hardships, and of course badassness of Roy Mustang. Oh, especially two particular scenes. He's absolutely badass, and he's like that with fire constantly. That is like, oh, beautiful animation. Yep, Guyver. Fine enough, it's not the like I mentioned in my 50 facts about myself. Not like I used to got the VHS tapes, all 12 cassettes of them. I don't know, was it like one episode? Yeah, it's like one episode per cassette. That's like ludicrous. But of course, I've got the DVDs, and of course, I have to get an autograph from Stephen Plume because he does the voice of Akito. That's my first time I actually heard his voice was on Avatar. I never knew he was done that, so that's top billing. That is. My Hero Academia. I think that's how you pronounce it, right? This is a really interesting one. If you imagine One Punch Man or X-Men in a high school sort of thing, and of course Deku, that's funny because I'm going to plan to cosplay him in the UA uniform. Yeah, it's just like, it's one of those underdog tales, and All Might, he's like stand back, citizens, I am here to save the day, that sort of thing, and of course his true form, and that's very interesting, and how's that affected for especially the hero community, that sort of thing. But no, it's very interesting, and that fight against All Might against Nomo, wow, that ending punch, oh my goodness, it's amazing. That's one thing I love about anime in entirety, is that epicness to it. And oh yes, Blackjack. Now this is an interesting one. I really like the whole detective story sort of thing, and this is an interesting the medical terms to it, that sort of thing. So it's like my first exposure to it was the movie. That's because I need to watch the newer ones, and thus the young Blackjack one. This is really good. Good interest story. Oh yeah, I just realised there's two on to this. Got this first lot. I forgot what was the second one of this one was. Oh yeah, that's definitely worth it. Yeah, that's definitely worth it. Let's see. Oh, that's a pretty that one. Oh yeah, this is pretty dark, and that's especially one certain character. What's this one? I don't know if that one is. Yeah, it's and this one is like, this is the weakest out of the collection. Sadly, you can't get this in the UK. You have to get it in America. Funny enough, it's done by I thought it's Betty Central. What's it called? Here's the name of that particular studio because of Bennett Sage talked about this particular company and how their dubs is absolute crap. But funny enough, this one Blackjack himself is voiced by Kirk Thompson as a obviously well-known animated voice actor. And whoops, I slipped them up. Next one on here, Bruce Rankin. Oh yes, this one's an interesting one. I think I know rightly. Yeah, Spike Spencer, obviously Papillon. Was it Yuri? Carl Herbert. That's right. Yeah, this one is interesting because I don't know if some of you may know this. Obviously, some of you guys know this. It's certain viewers. I cosplayed Moonface from this, and my mates are I'm trying to think. Arnett was the main lead from this, and my mate Laura from Cook did that guy the armor baron thing, not the dude with the big green hat sort of thing. She did him. That's point. My mate Amy done Toriko. Torkiko, the leg blades. So yeah, that's just so funny that when I did Moonface and Arnett was the main dude, it was like we're trying to do this picture, doing that sort of face to face sort of thing, but of course Arnett had to laugh her ass off about it. Absolutely funny as hell. Now, I'm not usually into like girl shows and whatnot, but this is an interesting one. Yeah, it's got that sort of moe sort of thing, but oh boy, this is dark. And it's so really interesting. It's like it's got that cutesy sort of thing, but no, it's got the really like oh shit moments. And was it Cube, that little shit, that little cat, white cat thing is like, oh, he's a little prick, he is. What else we have? I need to get the anime of this. Monthly Girls, Nozamki Kun. I don't know if I say that's right, but whether or not I might say it wrong, here's the correction. This is a really funny one. It's another shoujo thing, but it really is funny as hell. Especially if it makes fun of the manga sort of thing. I don't know if it just makes fun of the whole shoujo genre sort of thing, but no, it's really interesting. And Sakura, she's really cute, and it's like really interesting characters. It's like that one tall girl who's got very beachy looking appearance, and it's so odd that when I first saw her, I was like, that's a dude, but when she because I know how voice is portrayed differently, but no, she looks like a dude. It's like, it's a trap. Definitely it's a trap. But, yes, I mentioned in my top video, my number one game I love the most is, of course, Persona 4, and I got the anime of it, and funny enough, this is actually really funny, even though there's got to be some dark ones. For the, the Persona 4 Golden anime, it's not that great. It's just basically just sort of introducing that Maria character from Golden, and of course she was absolutely soon. She's alright, but I prefer these ones. But if that's it, if like I've mentioned before, if vice versa, the whole if you like this or like that sort of thing. Let's see. Yes, this one's an interesting one. Love Jumbio and Other Dimensions. I only got the first season of it. Cause I only watched like the first episode of the second season, and I thought it's gonna just be basically the same plot as to this, really. But Rika, she is so cute. She is, and the whole idea is like you play like it's almost like a bloody weeaboo sort of thing, but no, it's like you're playing like some sort of like a Dungeon character's original character sort of thing, and it's like I'll enhance this magic for you. There's like, also got some that's fancy elements, but that's like delusional sort of thing. But no, it's cute. It's cute and funny, and especially the Japanese voice actress when that clip when the paper clip hit her head and it goes like, I was like, oh, that's so cute. And oh yes, Italia. Oh, this is so damn funny. Is it funny that for the dub they make it much more poke fun out of it, and it's funny for Todd Habercorn, who does the voice Italy. It's like, okay, what sort of Italian accent you want me to do? And it's like, no, just go full blown Mario, and which he did, and like I said about the jokes, it's like especially when German, I think it was like, what is a spade? Is it another jewel? Like that sort of stabs. So no, it's funny as hell, and of course I cosplay as Italy. I don't know whether or not I'll do Japan and England. I think someone suggested me to do America, but let's see from that. Next, of course, it's One Punch Man indeed. I need to get the anime, but judging from the dub version of it, it's not that great, in my opinion. I think the problem is it's Genesis' voice is a bit off. Well, then again, it's a robot or cyborg, so that makes sense. Saitama's voice is doesn't. Yeah, it's got that sort of bored voice, but no, it's just. I think stick with the subs. Yeah, no one. It's like that's for like I say, for Attack on Titan, because Attack on Titan, I was going to be really liking it, but then the whole overhypeness sort of kills it for me, so no, I like the whole idea about the fighting huge amounts of titans and gas power and that sort of thing, but no, One Punch Man, the artwork of this, and I still need to watch, what's it, it's done by the same artist who did 21 Eye Shield. I still need to watch that, because that's done. Oh, just the artwork of this, especially the fight scenes. Oh, man. Some of the gorgeous looking art you ever seen in your life. So, yes, One Punch Man. Awesome. And speaking of Stephen Plume, and of course, another voice role is, got his autograph here. It's GTO, Onizuka. Oh, he is freaking awesome. Awesome. It's a bit funny that during the whole thing, it's like, and that's also Wendy Lee also does the voice on this as well. So really awesome comedy, morals, that sort of thing, especially for an ex-gangster. No, he's not a gangster. He's like a ex-motorcycle gang member, that sort of thing. And he's absolutely brilliant. He is, and the facial expressions is absolutely timeless. Next we have the really interesting one is The World That God Only Knows. The person who's so dwell in the whole dating sim sort of thing, and there's definitely some cute girls, but Elsie, she is so cute, she is, and yeah, this is like and it's funny that how he had to rely on dating sims techniques to so impress the actual real 2D real life girls, but of course it sort of spin its head around on that one, so that makes fun of their dating sims, and of course it's a geek fun as well, because if you see some well-known consoles featured in this as well, especially the last episode on this one, you definitely see like the consoles from the SNES, the PS2, the Famicom, the Mega Drive, like that. I'm like, oh, that's so awesome. I've seen the third season of this, but wow, the third season really hit me and really struck me. It's like because I watched that all one day, that third season, and I got, my God, I feel so different. So, yeah, give us a watch if you're a game fan and like the whole dating sim and make poke fun sort of thing. Now, I haven't got the anime of this, but which I should have actually start getting, because I'm basically just waiting for the full collection of it. And of course, it has to be Hellsing itself, and that's right, all 10 of them. And oh man, I still need to watch the anime. I just freaking love. This is the vampire, top badass vampire ever. But yeah, Hellsing, awesome, gruesome. That's thing. You know what I said about drifters, that sort of thing. And it's like how it takes Alpha forever to do, and it's a real shame, because there's a certain point when you don't see Alucard to a certain point, but when he comes back, oh, he comes in like a freaking hurricane of that scene that when he just awesome, and the end fight with his the determined fight with him and Anderson, freaking awesome that was. Yes, if you like horror, vampires, that sort of thing, read this. You know, I think that what put me off about the anime, I think it's a bit over exaggeration, because it's obviously lifted off from the manga. So right, this is, you know, I said about was it Dead Man Wonderland to like finish off. This is the series I love as well. I've forgotten this is actually entering the top lot now. Soul Eater, I freaking love this, except for the anime actually ended on a filler episode, which sucks, of course. And of course, since this is finished, lucky enough, I think it stopped when they attacked arachnophobia. The spider witch woman. I've got her name. Yes. it stopped there, and they already defeated the true boss. But yes, I've got all 25 of it, and it's much more better satisfied ending to it. Action, comedy, awesome fighting scenes, and of course I'm Spirit, and in October's Expo I'm gonna be Stein, so prepare for that. And yeah, it's a bit funny because this is done by Bones, the same people who did Full Metal Alchemist. No props to them, but it's a bit funny that the art design is not anime sort of related, but this is really interesting one. Yes. Oh, and one thing I could relate to this one is Def the Kid. Def the Kid is definitely me because of I'm so awkward and so awkward because I'm a very neat freak, and I sort of had to keep balance, that sort of thing. And here's yet another third one that's stopped to a certain point. Ear Gear. Awesome. It's just like Soul Eater. Awesome action. Awesome comedy. Bit funny because of crikey, I need to get all this lot. We have, yes, I have the mangas because just like the sorry, that's my list. Just like this one, it ended on a certain point, and and it's like, you know, that's one of the things I really hate the most about these sort of animes. It's like, oh, you really like it, sir? Then collect the whole of the manga! That sort of thing. So it's absolutely annoying as hell. So, no, it's a real shame because I want to see more of it. And funny enough, there is 3 OVAs of it, but that's like a certain point in the manga as well. And I really should not drop these because I actually do like this series. Even so, to a certain point, it gets a bit more raunchy, I would say, but there's some that actually makes sense. Then again, this makes absolutely no sense because just doing the fan for the whole pleasure of the fanboy sort of thing, if you know what I mean. And that's what actually pissed me off about it. No, don't get me wrong, I love fan service, but sometimes you gotta do it right. Case in point, people who actually liked High School X and not X and X, High School D&D, like that for example, people actually like that because it actually has, it's fan service, but actually has plot. Now I'm going to do quotes because it actually has, well, yes, it has plot, but I mean, it actually has a plot, an interesting plot. That's funny, I only watched about a couple of episodes, I just gave up onto it, because it's like, that redhead chick, it's like, she gets topless like every 5 minutes. It's like, yes, I get it, I know she's absolutely attractive, that's the one thing that really pissed me off. But it's like, was it Rosario Vampire, for example? It has its subtle fan service, but at least it doesn't go too over the top of it. But then again, it suffers from that whole cliche sort of thing. But anyway, back to Air Gear. Action, awesome. I just like the whole idea is like you fight opponents with this shadow-like creatures sort of things. Like when the main guy's up against Behemoth, and they're like fight against like creatures, and like one's like a bee. It's like I'm trying to think of an example. It's like Icky. It's like his shadow is like a crow, and Akito or Akito. So it's like 2 different spellings. It's like a massive shark, and Buto is like a massive tank, and it's like, oh, it's just awesome. I really want more of this, and it's funny because of it's got some well-known voice actors in this as well, because that's funny because even my my first disc, I got signed autograph of Vic Mignogna. He does the voice of Sora, and if from you guys who know from reading this, you definitely know what's done about Sora. And see, Icky's done by Chris Patton, really funny guy on this, and Ringo is voiced by Lucy Christian, I think that's her name. Obviously known for doing well-known voice actors, well known for doing other voice roles, especially like Lian Lee from D. Grey Man. That's the point. I was going to put D. Grey Man on the list, but certain point in the manga really put me off, and that's a real shame because I really like the whole Victorian Gothic style sort of thing. So real shame. But yeah, get this. If you're like action skateboard, that's funny because I don't do online skating. I was trying to do that, but my ankles are literally like that sort of thing. But no, awesome. Here's another one I actually like as well. As I said, I would need to start collecting their mangas of that as well. It's 7 Deadly Sins. 7 Deadly Sins is, oh, I love that one. I really like some of the characters, and Diane is and Melanonis, he's a right laugh he is, and really I like his his ability. That's cool. King and Harley Quinn I can relate to, especially for the Diane sort of thing, and Elizabeth is she's cute, but I like Diane better. But that's funny because I'm gonna do Meliodas and Meliodas for I think I mentioned it in my Let's Talk Cosbollocks video for KidZCon for next year. As for King, I'm not too sure when. I know I was just so far I've got like so I must think about it. Yeah, it's yet another fantasy based one, and I really can't wait for season 2 of that series because I want more of it so badly. Oh yes, I remember watching this online. Sadly, you don't get this out in the West, but well, in Europe, but only you can get this in, of course, in the West. Bludgeoned to Death Angel. It's got multiple couples. This one's Bludgeoning Angel, Doroka-chan, but something's like battered to death. But this one is absolutely funny as hell. It's so batshit crazy. It's funny because at one point I did just crossplay as Doroka-chan just for laughs and giggles and that sort of thing, and this is one of the most messed up but yet so funny anime I have ever seen. So awesome. And speaking of yet another funny one, sadly didn't come to Great Britain, but I've seen it. I think I just picked it up in HMV in was it Pleasure Island in Disneyland? Golden Boy, absolutely funny as hell, and man oh man, and it's pretty funny actually because this one actually featured 2-3 well-known voice casts. I think definitely some of them, but some of them are actually voiced from NeoZeoHenshin's Evangelion. You got like Tiffany Grant, of course, Asuka. You have I don't know what's her name, but it's Masato on the second episode. Third one is Ritsuko's mother on the swimming scene. Oh my god, the swimming scene when the thing is trying to impress, and oh my goodness, you gotta watch that scene. You'll just be laughing your ass off. Oh my goodness, that's definitely one of my favourite scenes ever. That's definitely one of the 4th episode. It's Gendo. Honey, I don't know who the 5th one is, nor the 6th one. Yeah, it's only 6 episodes, so that's a real shame. But the 6th episode that the over the topness of the two authors, and then it comes in. No, I don't want to spoil the joke, but watch it. It's funny. And going to the complete opposite spectrum of comedic, of course, Death Note. Yes, like I said about Blackjack, whole detective sort of thing, mystery sort of thing. This is an interesting one about how that's one good thing is that if I was into the choice between choose to kill for a better world, that sort of thing, I would say perhaps so. But then again, no, because of then you'd be you will the one be creating death sort of thing. But no, it's a really interesting topic. It's like are you team not for Kira or are you not with Team Kira, that sort of thing, or vice versa. I don't know which I actually said. Correct me if I'm at the editing, but yeah, interesting. And L, that's funny because I think that's for I get cosplay as L, and that's the first time I actually met up with Laura, Bruce, Amy, Arnett from my mates, that sort of thing. If you like Death Note, give it a shot. If you like the whole mystery, that sort of thing, and the whole game of chess and the cat and mouse sort of thing. So yes, some of you might notice from the I was talking about my cook video, also my leg of the Gurren Lagann flag with the British flag. That's what came to spot number 3. Gurren Lagann itself. That's right. This is definitely one of my favourite ones ever, because the thing is that you got the action by Trigger. The animation of Trigger is absolutely amazing in this, except for episode 4. Episode 4 animation's absolute crap. Because I don't know how that happened, because I think I heard some backstory about it, but no, after this first arc and the second arc, that's when they're going to space, and it's just like, I don't want to spoil it, it's so awesome. Although there's one, I think I mentioned in one of my previous videos, like, the reason that this didn't go on my top spot, space, I put it wrongly, my top spot is the ending. I'm not really happy about the ending, but like I said in one of my videos, it's like there's always the stop button, and it's like I say, like they live happy ever after. But the thing is, it's like I think it was, this is the one by Gynex, I think it is. Yeah, because Gynex is known for its endings, I would say, but no, it's like no, it's original, yes, but it just really sucks, and it's a big fuck you to the character sort of thing. And it's like, oh, okay, he's got to live his life, that sort of thing. It's like, no, that's not right. It's not. But no, there's some certain characters, but no, that's not right. No, that's why it's no. I don't want to bring it down because that's one thing I don't want to be bugged off about this, because I really do love this, but it's just that ending I don't like, and it's like, learn again. We gotta grow and learn, that sort of thing. But no, I don't want to bring it down because that's one thing you don't. That's one thing you don't want to do about these things. It's like this is because I was loving this until that point, but I'm gonna repeat myself. But I don't want to be spoiled by that ending. No, that's one thing you don't want to do about your experiences. It's like Mass Effect, the awesome series that is, but of course that ending is gonna rub people the wrong way, like it did for this one. This is like my answer to Mass Effect sort of thing. That sort of similar sort of awesome, everything awesome except for the ending. It's like yeah, just as long as you like avoid it and make your own ending sort of thing. Just don't believe it. So, but yeah, action, awesome action, badassness. I can't even say that right, but yes, awesome. Just be aware of that ending, and especially the people who might have seen it. But yes, just be cautious about that ending, whether or not you like it or don't like it. Well, no, it's a big discussion about it, but I could talk about it forever. So yeah. Now, this was almost my #1 spot, but I'm going to talk about why is it #2 very shortly. This is freaking awesome. Space. I don't know. I'm not usually I'm a space nut. It's funny because I'm a nut for fantasy, steampunk, space. I think that's space because of the whole Star Wars, especially if it's Ford of 6. But yeah, this is an awesome action film, and yeah, it's funny because I also got because Wendy Lee stars in this, and I also got her autograph. And yeah, it's awesome. It's magic. Oh, the caster gun. I so want that gun. It's so awesome. You got magic and space travel and the characters and the story, and oh man, it's definitely one of my favourites. Except for there's one particular scene is very iffy, and that's put me off. But lucky enough, this such character did apologise afterwards, and that character forgives. But it's understandable why that happened and what he is under as that sort of thing, depression. But no, that really was a bit off. But it's understandable. But I don't know, it's a bit I don't know. I think that particular episode is not my favourite because of that particular scene and how that ended. But it's a shame because the villain in that one episode is pretty awesome because it's you know, but no, it's really good action. It's like what, the 90s before oh, it's done by the same studio who did Cowboy Bebop. So yeah, if you like that, give it a try. And now for my honourable mentions. Now this is going to be a bit quickies. Before I actually jump to that, because I noticed one I haven't actually got. Little Witch Academia. That's a really interesting one. It's done by the same people who did, same studio who did Gurren Lagann. And it's awesome. If you like, it's funny actually because the creator of is a fan of My Little Pony, and one particular witch has got the similar sort of appearance. I think, oh, what's that bloody name? Fluttershy? What is it? The pony with the pink hair. So it's like that one particular witch has the similar sort of hairstyle sort of thing. Funny, an anime's done by a brony. How odd's that? But it's like Harry Potter, and the thing is that there's been one short OVA of it, and there's one movie of it. And funny enough, the movie is the whole love and friendship BS, that sort of thing. But no, it's really good. The animation is really good. And of course it's the magic sort of element, so that's really interesting. Another series to actually have a good old laugh to is School Rumble. Kazuma, Harima, that's it. He reminds me like myself, but not like the edgy guy sort of thing. That sort of goofy, awkward guy, that sort of thing. And but no, this is really interesting. Sadly, it's I think it's only like been 3 DVDs that's been released here, but the full collection has been out in the West. Not the West. We're in the West. In America, and I only seen the bit of the that little ending to the. You know, I haven't got the mangas because I know the manga's a bit more explicit, especially where is everybody now sort of thing. So yeah, this is a great laugh if you like school and slice of life. Now this is a very underrated one. This made me laugh so much. If you're into like shonen, it's funny enough. You may say that for Good Luck Girl, the Momoji, it's voice of was it Karen what's her name from Rizzo Hawkeye and Luffy from One Piece. Here's her name here. But funny you can say that because there's a certain scene involving with Luffy, and of course there's some Dragon Ball Z elements into it, especially one particular scene that they actually threw it into the dub, self-dub. Oh no, this is really good and funny, especially Momoji, she is awesome, she is. You know, I said about I got into Evangelion. Funny enough, I used to got the DVDs and the cassettes. I think how certain story elements, that sort of thing. But I think I need to get the third copy of this one as well. It's the Evangelion one. I know some people say Evangelion. I don't know, maybe it's like a tomato sort of thing. But this one is I think this the creator sort of trying to mix it up from the confidential endings from the TV series, and especially from the films. It's like a big middle finger to the people. It's like, here's your ending, that sort of thing. But no, especially from the third part of this is like completely different, but very different, I would say. But yeah, that's definitely one. Yes, I have my love of Miyazaki films. I haven't got like majority of them, and here we got 3 of them. We got Butsuroku, that's my third favourite. Princess Mononoke, that's my second favourite, and of course my first favourite is Castle in the Sky. Yet no other fancy sort of ones, and oh man, it's a shame because I've seen like some of the other ones, say like was it Spirit Away? Oh, that raccoon one. I know I've seen little bits and bobs like the Cat's Whisper and the Cat Returns, that sort of ones. Now I need to get more collection of this. Lupin the Third, Dead or Alive. This is my top favourite Lupin film, and it's the action and that end fight when Lupin against the villain. That's like awesome. That's when I've seen the recent live action film of it, and it's done by the same person who did Versus, and that's interesting. But funny, that's the sort of same elements of this. But what's the one that's I've just recently watched? That Notre Dame's one. Now that's an interesting one. That Notre Dame's one, that Lupin film, is that you may see some very familiar looking animation because it's like 2 characters in particular. The way they move is like, hang on, that looks awfully familiar style. And then suddenly, boom! In one scene of the TV, you see 2 familiar looking characters. Well, obviously not the same characters, but the animation styles looks very similar. But oh crap! And you just realise it's like. Then I looked online, and it's done by the same. It's the same. That film's done by the same studio who did Batman the animated series, Tiny Toon Adventures, and one of the studios who did one of the Animaniacs shorts. So I was like, I don't know if they've done Freakazoid as well. I'm not too sure, but yeah, keep a lookout for that. Especially I looked online, and funny thing is that it shows the clip of that from Lupin the Third, and then on an episode of Animaniacs, you actually see Jagan riding on a cart in one of the episodes, and it's like, oh my goodness, how can I didn't notice that. So, speaking of as I said earlier on about how Alucard's a badass, Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust. This is really good, and it's funny because I saw the first film of it, and it wasn't that great, but this makes up for it. It's better animated, much more better love story than Twilight. I guarantee you that it is a lot more better love story, especially between the girl who's trying to be rescued and between the vampire. was it Marcus? Or his name is? I'm not too sure. But no, it's like, that's a much more better story and a much more tragic end to it as well. But I'm not going to spoil it. But yes, if you like vampires and darkness, check this out. And I already mentioned this on my Guilty Pleasure films, of course, so I don't have to worry about that. Funny enough, speaking of Vampire Hunter D, we got Ninja Scroll, and the thing is, like, I got this version of it because in this version they had to cut down a few scenes because it's a bit too exclusive. So yeah, Ninja Scroll, it's also animation, and oh yeah, I just realised it's got an autograph from Wendy Lee. So yeah, if you like ninjas and fantasy, check that out. Oh, hang on, just before I just end the edit with that one. Same studio who did Ninja Scroll and Vampire Hunter D, Highlander. I need to get more of the Highlander. Well, I'm not gonna get most of them, especially the was it Endgame and the TV film things. Like, no, it's just really good action, that sort of thing. Some of the style's a bit off, but interesting ones if you're a fan of Highlander. Now, for my top favourite anime film of all time, Redline. Wow, I mean, wow. The animation, the racing, and just and it shows because this been like, I don't know how long they spend doing this, completely hand drawn. It's like 5 or 7 years to do this film, and it freaking shows. That blade beats Duke Nukem out of this game. I don't know if it's that's one actually. I need to get my hands on the Steam Boy the same people who did the animation who did Akira. I need to get that, but I'm not going to get the UK version because I noticed in the American version of it, it's actually a much more extended cut to it, especially some scenes that's actually more stretch out, especially certain characters. But no, that's definitely if you're a steampunk fan like I am. But yeah, Redline, awesome racing, awesome action, awesome animation, and that end when the finishing line itself, it's just, I'm about to quote a line from what was it, America, these two guys, and I think pretty much sums up, and I think even like throughout the whole thing, it's like I'll probably like to show a little gif here, and especially in 3, 2, 1. This anime is full of maname, and it's like, it's freaking awesome. Even I think even at like the same time on that when it shows that particular end of that race, and then and of course I had to do that maname, that sort of thing. It's like, oh no, it's awesome. If you like racing, action, animation, hard work, even though it's, somewhat the ending had left, especially from one particular story plots left untold. But no, it's freaking awesome. It ended. It's awesome. It's just badness. It's awesome. Sorry, I'm so much gushing. It's like the same I said for Persona 4. And now for my number one spot. That's funny because you thinking, hey, I'm Jax. You said, where is Cowboy Bebop? You said that on your list. Well, guess what? I've got it here. Cowboy Bebop is my number one anime of all time. Yes, the story is all. No, it's not stories. It's funny. I got like 3 of my favorite episodes on this. I'm trying to think which 3 episodes was it. One was the one with the trucker. The other one was that creepy ass fat dude. What's the other one I liked? Oh, the one with the that cowboy dude. Yeah, that's definitely 3 of my favorite episodes. And I got the film a bit, and I was kind of bad to like this film, but however, there's that 1 or 2 particular scenes in this film, and a bit, it's a bit daunting, I would say. But no, this is a really interesting film, especially the fights between Spike and the main bad guy from this, and the animation is just awesome. It is. But as for the anime itself, the anime is just the ending. It's I don't want to spoil the ending, but the ending is just like understandable. It's funny, even like Jet constantly telling Spike about it, and it makes sense. But however, that Spike has his own thing, and of course that happens, sort of thing. So yes, this is the anime, and of course the dubbing on this is absolutely amazing. You got Stephen Plume, Wendy Lee, and the top A games, that sort of thing. That yes, this is awesome. However, there's still much more animes to watch. So I don't know what other ones, but who knows? But great. So far, let's see. I've done games. I've done the animes. That's my top favourite. I don't know whether or not I will do my worst animes and games, because so far I've forgotten some of them. But some of them I do remember, and some of them is very striking. But however, there's another collection I have to do. That's the next one, actually come here exclusive, I would say. It's my Toku collection. Now, for this Toku collection, I will definitely be talking it's DVD collections I have, the belts and the merchandising stuff from Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, and shame another thing from Ultraman Merc I haven't got, but I needed to get some of them, especially for Zero's transformation sort of thing. But yeah, that would pretty much be my next video, but there's another video in the works as well, especially that Toku collection, and of course one, I'll just be hopefully a little hint about it in my my 25 facts about myself, but prepare for that. I'm going to prepare for my throat for that, because I'm going to do something very special for that one, with range of voices I'll be arranging, if I may say so. So yes, that's pretty much it for both my my manga and anime collection. So yep, that's pretty much it for that one. So I'd like to say thank you much guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Ta-ra!